Hello, what's going on? Zach here, and today we've got yet again another random map game, and I'm going to be doing quite a few games from the Clash of the Titan map pack in the run-up to the Clash of the Titans tournament. This one is Slippery Springs, one of the many maps in that pack, and we do have a 1 versus 1. Up to the north of the map, Travel Agent, that's a smurf for 8thWonder, and I think most of you probably aware of who 8thWonder is, quite a big rival to the Viper, or at least they've got a bit of a feud going on. And over to the sort of southeast of the map is Slam in blue, and they're both playing as Goths. So this map, Slippery Springs, it's a bit of a weird one, kind of. I'm pretty sure that this sort of light beachy stuff here, I'm pretty sure that boats can travel on that, but I may be wrong. But it's interesting if they can, because there's an actual passageway through the center of the map. Either that, or you can't wall or do anything like that with buildings on it. Kind of a little bit curious to see actually how that one works out. I've not really seen many games on this map before, and that's one thing that I think the Clash of the Titans tournament is going to be good for, showcasing some different maps, as there are a lot of variety of maps in the map pack. So anyway, 2 Goths players here, and we may see a boar steal. It could happen. This boar on the front for 8thWonder is incredibly close to Slam, and he could use his scout to steal that, but I don't know if they're going to have a little truce of honor here. We can already see that 8thWonder is luring in some deer with his scout right now, and I'm going to keep things in a sort of 75% speed for the time being while the game gets underway, because we all know exactly what's going to be happening right now, but I will keep an eye on those boars. So these players are both very close together, but walling does seem like quite an easy thing to do here. Like walling across the front certainly, and there's a lot of small patches of trees around which will make walling around your base fairly easy to do. I mean, it's not impossible, that's for sure. It's certainly a lot more open than Arabia. Sorry, a lot less open than Arabia, and it's possible to wall this. I'd say 8thWonder kind of getting the short straw slightly here though, as both of his golds are on the front. And if Slam does decide to make some archers in the Feudal Age, then they can hit that gold there, which is a little bit of a pain. Slam does have some gold in the back, which again, if he walls here, could be hittable, but for the most part, having gold in the back is generally much better. There's also water around the edge of the map with a lot of big fish, and we can see already that 8thWonder is going to be taking some. Now, I'm curious to see whether the addition of fish is going to make the difference here between whether players decide to do a Dark Age rush or not, whether they're going to build a barracks and make some militia. It would seem at this stage that neither of them are going to do that. We can see that they'd rather much spend their wood on making fishing ships, and that makes a lot more sense. And I think this ship here means that any boats can actually travel on this weird sand stuff, so I may be right in thinking that galleys can actually come into the center of the map, which is a really weird thing to sort of envision, but we might see it a little bit later on. So I imagine then we're going to see grushing, as taking out your opponent's fishing ships is really important. I would certainly say that whilst 8thWonder did have the short straw on the gold here at the front, he certainly has much better fishing in the corner of the map here. If we compare the amount of fish he has here to how many Slam has, well, once this big fish is gone, Slam is going to be on the little shore fish here, which is certainly not as good at all. Docking in the corner on this map certainly seems like a much wiser idea. But it looks to me then that we're going to see some basic grushing here. can't get my words out. And Slam seems to be moving all of his villagers right now over to, well, most over to wood, but adding in a barracks as well. So it's likely to be a combination of attacking on the land and attacking on the water. See 8thWonder still taking a lot of food under his TC, with that board just about to deplete, and taking some gold as well. And he will have to take gold, of course, if he is going to be making galleys. Slam, though, interestingly enough, not taking any gold right now, so you would assume then that he's not going to make galleys here, and maybe he thinks, you know, I've got such bad fish, it's probably not worth having the fish here. I've only made 3, well, he's only made 3 fishing ships, as opposed to 8thWonder's 4, which you can see right there. So 8thWonder going for what seems to be slightly more of a water build as he's putting up that mining camp there on the gold. But either way, whatever Slam does, he's going to want to have to take some gold at some point if he's even going to be making a feudal rush. So I'm interested to see what Slam's strategy is going to be here. At the moment, taking these deer, which if anything would indicate he's aiming to do a faster castle, or he's going to make some infantry. We'll see. I mean, Goths do get cheaper infantry once they reach the feudal age, but he's actually going to go with a stable now and make some scouts. 8thWonder making a barracks on the front as well, and if he does scout Slam right now, he will see that that stable is going up, and he will probably make some spearmen from here, but it's worthwhile to have that barracks up anyway, as you're obviously going to want to be able to produce some land army. Now I assume right now that 8thWonder is making a galley, but he's not, interestingly enough. I thought one of them would at least try and make a galley, neither is Slam. So they're actually just going to let each other take the water and focus on a more of a land fight, with 8thWonder now putting down an archery range. So Slam going to make scouts, 8thWonder going for archers, and I think archers probably a slightly better choice on this map as the wood is so sort of easy to hit and run from. And whilst, yeah, scouts are pretty good straight away at taking out some loose, well, not abandoned, what am I on about? Stray villagers, that's the word. While they're good for taking out stray villagers, they're not so great later on once your opponent masses up quite a few archers, as they do go down pretty quickly. They're much better in combination with archers. So we'll see if Slam continues to do scouts. And another thing as well to note is that scouts will delay your castle time. So he is adding in a few farms here already just to keep villager production and scout production up, as 8thWonder's second archery range goes up right now. He has made one, well 8thWonder even, has made one galley. He's not sending it over to Slam just yet, but I think sending that over would be a good decision to make. As 8thWonder now is starting to wall up as well. You can see how he's placed his houses here. He may be able to wall reasonably well, using a pretty micro there, Slam is, and taking out that spearman without really taking too much damage. 8thWonder though going to keep making spearmen for now, and he did intend to make more archers I think, but at the moment running a little low on gold, not really getting so much gold in for the time being. So Slam here, going to be in with these scouts, going to try and hit as many villagers as he can. Going to have a slightly tough time, as 8thWonder does have this spearman to protect his wood spots, and Slam just going to try and hit wherever he can. Of course, he can use the speed advantage to try and outmaneuver the spearmen, but once there's 2 or 3 spearmen out, it's going to be pretty hard to do that much damage with the scouts here, until he gets maybe a couple more and he can actually out-micro the spearmen, take them out very quickly. Once you've got, I know, a lot of spearmen surrounded, well, a lot of scouts surrounding a spearman like that, they go down pretty quick, so Slam doing pretty good right now. Going to be able to raid. He's not really done too much damage to 8thWonder's economy, but 8thWonder's been making some spearmen that really haven't been that effective, and now, oh, he was going to go for a little attack there, but looks like he's going to lose a couple of scouts here, trying to focus down the spearmen where he can, but really not a great engagement at all. Managed to take down 8thWonder's scout and 1 spearman, but losing well, a couple of scouts in the process, certainly not so great. Slam then certainly much lower on food right now. The galley from 8thWonder at the back here, not managed to find the fishing ships just yet, but 8thWonder does still have fishing in the back with more fishing ships. He's taking from big fish as well, which is going to make a difference, but he'll lose a villager here by the looks of things, and Slam keeping 8thWonder on his toes, which is really important, as that's going to cause 8thWonder to potentially make more mistakes, do more things wrong, and give Slam the edge overall. You can see already, he's actually got a 100 score lead, which is probably going to change right now as 8thWonder starts to take down his fishing ships. Slam as well, still not taking any gold just yet. He's refraining from taking any gold at all, and actually adding in some skirmishes, which is a good idea. He knows that 8thWonder has 2 archery ranges here. He can expect that archers are going to be on the way, and he's got skirmishes out to deal with that straight away. Now Slam can pick off archers pretty quickly and pretty easily if they're, again, on their own, but once they're massed up in a big group with maybe a couple of spearmen to defend as well, then Slam will be able to, well, not be able to engage that so well. At the moment though, 8thWonder going to have to get back to his base. Slam losing those fishing ships as 8thWonder does take the score lead right now. And Slam now going to lose all these scouts if he's not careful. These archers behind going to be doing a lot of damage in there. one scout trapped in there as well, and 8thWonder is nice in a nice position, actually. Not too bad at all. That's a free scout for him, and he didn't lose too much in the process. But Slam now gonna be keeping the pressure on and trying to get his way, muscle his way into 8thWonder's base, but 8thWonder does appear to be fully walled right now, with palisades on the left and right, and houses palisades on the front, with the gold blocking the rest of the entrances. So Slam has got pretty reasonably large army right now, but this is quite a food heavy army. And all of that food that he's spending on this army is not going into his bank at the moment. He's still not taking any gold, and it's going to be quite a while before he reaches the castle age. 8thWonder, however, he has got 450 food already in the bank. He's got quite a bit too much wood right now. He could add in some more fishing ships, but he's not doing that. But at the moment, he should be able to defend. He's not actually making too much more military either. I'm saying that he's not got the gold to do so. His economy is quite imbalanced at the moment with a lot of wood. Maybe if he makes a market, he can sell off some would get up to the castle age. He's got the food for it, he just needs the gold right now, and once he's got the gold he can click up and maybe make some crossbows or even some knights, as Goths do get pretty good castle age knights actually. So that is definitely a good choice to make. The problem is right now Slam's got a pretty big army, and 8thWonder just turtling up for the time being. He's going to have to keep walling behind this, and if Slam does keep the pressure on, keeps trying to knock down these walls, eventually he will get in. So 8thWonder is going to slowly run out of time here, but for now, just researching wheelbarrow, and once that's done, he should have enough gold then to click up to the castle age. Slam, I think, realizing now that 8thWonder is going to be doing just that, going to be trying to get his economy in shape to click up to the castle age as well. 3 villagers on gold, so he's sticking to making skirms for now on just 1 archery range as well, which is pretty interesting. A lot of skirms is not always that good for playing offensively, as they do work a lot better in a defensive situation. Because they don't have much attack, they're not great for attacking villagers with, but in combination with the scouts, I guess they're not too bad. 8thWonder then still trying to wall up, and Slam is making his way in. Of course, having these ranged units does mean that he can hit any villagers that are trying to build these buildings, though for now looks like 8thWonder's going to be safe, and he's just clicked up to castle as well, so we can kind of expect that from him. But what's he going to do once he gets up to castle? Well, it'd be a good idea to keep making some military throughout this advancing time, but going with knights would certainly be a good choice in my opinion, but also some archers with upgrade to crossbow once he gets to castle wouldn't be too bad. Just got to take into consideration that these skirmishes are here, and knights I think overall would work out much better to counter exactly what Slam has. Knights, they will beat the skirmishes very easily, and they're going to be able to beat the scout cavalries pretty easily as well. 8thWonder also has a lot of wood, so he could add in the stable right now if he wanted to, but it seems like for now he's actually saving up for a castle, and once he gets up to the castle age he'll put a castle down and maybe make some Huskars. Could be interesting to see if he does that. They certainly do make good raiding units, and at the moment Slam still being in the feudal age isn't really going to be able to do that much to counter it, but by the time 8thWonder's up to the castle age, got his castle out, Slam now with 2 stables down, a lot of farms, quite a bit of gold income, he could quite easily go for knights here and upgrade his skirmishers to elite skirmishers to counter 8thWonder's archers. So for now, I've got to say, 8thWonder is certainly not looking in the best position, even though he's up to the castle age first. He does have water control, well, sort of. He only has 1 galley, but it's enough to win him the water. But aside from that, that's pretty much his only upside at the moment. Yes, he's into the castle age, but he's not doing a great deal about it. He's actually building TCs right now to work on his economy. And yeah, he does have a pretty good economy already, but not upgrading to crossbow. Researching bodkin arrow, that's fair enough, getting +2 attack, but I think waiting for that castle right now, saving up the gold and the food to make Huskars. Of course, if Slam does decide to go with knights once he reaches the castle age, he will be in a great position, as knights will kill the Huskars pretty quickly. Slam also has a much larger army right now, so once this is upgraded, if he decides to upgrade to light cavalry, if he decides to upgrade to elite skirmisher, which he most likely will do, he's still going to be in a pretty good position. facing down those spearmen straight away, and then the scouts can get in there. So pretty good micro from Slam here, probably going to kill the rest of this army off, and that was kind of a little bit of a waste of Bodkin arrow there, as obviously 8thWonder researching that and losing his entire army. So not so good. Doesn't look like Slam will upgrade to light cavalry right now. He has way too little scouts to make it worthwhile. There's the castle from 8thWonder. One villager building that could be a while before that goes up. And I think now Slam going to make some knights perhaps. But he too, putting up a castle. I didn't actually realise how much stone he was taking. Okay, so he's going to put up a castle, make some Huskars as well. But I don't know why he would just make Huskars. He could add some knights in right now. And that would counter the Huskars from Slam pretty well. He is upgrading chainmail though. So it looks like they're both going to do exactly the same thing and make Huskars. And I suppose Slam doesn't really have any way to know that 8thWonder is planning on making a castle and going with Huskar. So he doesn't have that knowledge, and therefore he can't really make the decision to go knights right now. But it wouldn't be a bad decision if he did. Either way, castle for Slam up first. Considering he went up to the castle age after 8thWonder, that's not bad at all. And we could see some Huskars coming out now. Either way, they're going to have to fight down or batter down a lot of walls. Though saying that, 8thWonder is open on the right side right now, as he did delete that market so he could access this stone by looks of things. Either that or he's going to re-wall it up or put a TC here. Yeah, there we go, a TC on that side. So, Huskars from both, and Huskars are great units to raid with. They do have high pierce armor, as we know. They're good for countering archers, and 8thWonder is going to be able to kill these skirmishes quite easily with the Huskars that he's producing right now. They also produce pretty damn quickly as well. They are pretty cheap. So 8thWonder making Huskars, as I said. Slam researching Anarchy right now, so he can make Huskars from the barracks as well, which is pretty interesting. And Huskar's now coming out for him, and they do go up, they do get created pretty quickly. You can see they're both going up extremely quickly right now, and we can see now 8thWonder going to send them across the map, see what he can do, poke and push wherever he can. And it would seem like, yeah, 2 Huskar creations at the same time. Slam now, of course, doesn't have to rely on just having castles to produce Huskars from. He can use his barracks to outproduce 8thWonder. 8thWonder, I don't know if he got Anarchy, because he doesn't seem like his barracks is making Huskars right now. Just the castle, and he's got a lot queued up there. So you can see there's a lot of resources being sort of saved up in that castle, and if he actually researched Anarchy first, he could be using his barracks as well. So Slam able to outproduce 8thWonder at the moment, and sure, his skirmishes are going to go down eventually to the Huskars, but at the moment, upgrade wise, he has an advantage. He has an extra attack, extra 1 attack, and I'm going to try and just keep 8thWonder in his base and do what he can. This is a nice map for raiding, but he does need to break down those walls if he wants to get in and kill villagers. Slam though, still only on the 1 TC, so if this sort of attack, if this push doesn't work, then he's going to be on the back foot, as his economy is not going to be in the best of shapes. He is adding in barracks at the bottom, continuing to make Huskars from all 3 of these buildings at once right now, so his army numbers are just going to skyrocket. But as I said, he's not adding in any more TCs, so he's pretty much doing this off 1 TC right now with no water as well, and it's kind of risky, because if he can't get through 8thWonder's walls, if he can't make anything of this, he's going to be playing catch up when it comes to making economy. So let's see, is Slam's super aggressive sort of style here going to pay off, or is 8thWonder going to be able to defend it and with this better economy push through later on in the game? At the moment, Slam going to be able to take down this house, and 8thWonder doing absolutely nothing to stop him. Going to walk straight into his base, and he has got a numbers advantage. Sure, he's going to be fighting below a TC, which is probably going to be garrisoned right now, but with so much pierce armor on these Huskars, looks like Slam going to get in here, do a huge amount of damage, and at the very least, stop 8thWonder from taking or using his villagers right now. So these Huskars having a big brawl right now, and with the walls being open, Slam could just continue to spam them in there. Running slightly low on food, but plenty of gold at the moment, and 8thWonder's army pretty much gone at this stage. He has nothing to fight this with. So Slam now just needs to find a way into the back of his base and start picking off villagers where he can to take 8thWonder's economy down. And if he does do that, he's going to be in a great position. So moving straight into the back now. Gonna find some villagers back here. There's a good 5 or 6 that he could pick off before they even get back to a town centre. And Huskars do hit pretty hard. 11 attack on there, and that's gonna take out a villager pretty damn quickly. 4 hits to be precise. So Slam now is in a good position. 8thWonder gonna have to garrison the second TC as well. And yeah, Slam's going to walk straight into it, but he's not going to take that much damage from arrow fire right now, as these Huskars just have so much pierce armor. Thankfully for 8thWonder, he did research that Bodkin arrow upgrade a bit earlier, which does mean that they're going to do slightly more damage to the Huskars, but not a great... No, in fact, nah, they're going to do 1 damage still, so really it makes no difference whether or not he got that Bodkin arrow, because they just have... The Huskars just have too much pierce armor at this stage. So Slam getting in there, and the scores surprisingly at this stage are still pretty level, but look at this, so many more Huskars trying to batter their way in as 8thWonder's trying to build this barracks. He's not going to be able to do it though, as Slam actually just overpowers that and pushes his way through. More villagers going down at the back here, and 8thWonder does not seem to be in the best position right now at all, as more Huskars work their way in. Slam doing a really nice rush, and this is a playstyle that you don't really see all that often. Players like to boom, they like to wall and hide behind their walls, but Slam doing a massive rush right now, and this is one of the reasons why Goths make such a fun civilization to watch. 8thWonder then has started building his economy up on the right side, but this is so undefended, and if Slam does find this, he can very easily send Huskars over here to attack it. 8thWonder building a second castle as well, a pretty much defensive castle, as his economy is really starting to fall to tatters with a lot of villagers gathered inside these TCs, and Slam's score starting to accelerate away. Still only on the 1 TC, but continuing that villager production, his economy is in pretty good shape still. 77 population for 8thWonder, 90 for Slam, and the units are just going to keep on coming. Now I'm not sure, actually, yeah I am sure, because 8thWonder doesn't have a university. He can't actually attack at the base of his castle, he doesn't have murder holes yet, so Slam can pretty easily attack a castle if he wanted to, but with these 2 in range, that's not going to happen anymore. But even so, 8thWonder just losing so many villagers right now, and these Huskars have so much high survivability with having such high pierce armor. He looks like he might actually find this area over here as well, which does mean that 8thWonder is going to lose a load more villagers once again. He's going to be able to chase these villagers down, and my god, I think 8thWonder is going to be GG very shortly. There's just nothing he can do really to repair this damage right now. Though saying that, their scores still aren't that different. 8thWonder is losing a lot of villagers, but his military is still being produced, slowly but surely. Not sure if he actually did research Anarchy. He's starting to make man-at-arms, a little bit too late though, because man-at-arms, as we know, will counter Huskars. Or, well, the champion line does counter Huskars, they do have better melee armor. But 8thWonder now is reeling, that is for sure. This castle going down pretty quickly as well, as Slam's focusing it down. As I said, he doesn't have murder holes, so Slam can attack this castle all day long and not take a single bit of damage. 8thWonder gonna have to react to that somehow, as Slam sends more and more Huskars across the map, and I'm really liking this from him. Surprisingly, 8thWonder still with the score lead right now, and I'm interested to know how. Let's have a look at their military stats. 30 infantry for Slam, and 8thWonder on 13, so he's certainly much further ahead with military right now. This castle as well looks like it is actually going to fall. I really did not expect that. I thought Slam maybe would try and attack the castle, but I did not expect it to fall, although saying that, he is starting to repair it now, so maybe it will stand for the time being. But Slam doing such a great job at the moment of just keeping the pressure on. Question is, how has 8thWonder still got such a high score? His economy mustn't be that hurt, or he must have just been getting so much score from killing so many units. Slam though, doesn't look like he's actually going to be able to take down this castle, and he's still having to find another way in, as 8thWonder has re-walled this. The house going to go down pretty quickly still, as Huskar is going to continue to batter away at that. And the Huskars just keep on coming. They keep on coming. So 8thWonder then still trying to switch it up to making man-at-arms. It seems like he's stopped production altogether. Still making some Huskars, but he really doesn't have much left at all. 7 Huskars on the map. Compared to Slam's 30 or so, that is not much at all. And he's still just going to keep battering down at this castle. Eventually, 8thWonder's not going to be able to repair it anymore. His stone has now got really low. And Slam can take the castle down if he focuses it. He can still do it. So 8thWonder is certainly not looking in a good position at all. I've probably said that quite a lot already because it is true. And he hasn't been looking in a good position for quite a while. There we go. He actually just resigns right there. No GG or anything. Just resign. And yeah, there was very little he could do, I think, in that situation with so many Huskars in your base. Once that castle went down, or goes down, which it inevitably would at this stage, Slam would be able to get in there, start taking down the TCs, start taking out the rest of these villagers, and it's just so easy once the walls are breached to keep those Huskars flooding in. And 8thWonder just didn't have the economy really to sustain Huskar production. If we have a look at how many farms Slam had and how unhurt he was the entire game, then you can see that he's going to be much further ahead in economy overall. But anyway guys, thanks a lot for watching. As usual, I've been Zach. Hopefully you've enjoyed this game, and I will see you next time.